Biology is the scientific study of birds. Vietnam's flag is red with a five-pointed yellow star in its center. Quentin Tarantino played Mr. Brown in the film Reservoir Dogs. The Scottish golfer Colin Montgomerie played in 8 Ryder Cups between 1991 and 2006 and never lost a singles match in any of them. In radio broadcasting, AM stands for amplitude modulation. In the film Batman Returns, the Penguin discovers that his real name is Oswald Cobblepot. The Icelandic volcano Hekla has erupted over 20 times since the 11th century and, according to myth, is the gateway to purgatory. Hooke's law states that within the proportional limit, the extension produced in a spring or wire is proportional to the force producing it. In Shakespeare's Othello, Iago's wife is called Emilia. Chicago stands on the southwestern shores of Lake Michigan. In the 1925 film The Gold Rush, Charlie Chaplin tucks into a Thanksgiving Day meal of a boiled shoe. Operation Torch was the code name for the Allied landings in northwest Africa in November 1942. The thick, reddish-brown Chinese sauce, hoisin, means seafood, although there is no fish in it. A cruciverbalist likes to set or solve crosswords. The lawyer in The Flintstones was called Barry Masonry. The linden is an alternative poetic name for the lime tree. The elder tree has sweet Spyglass won the 2001 Whitbread Book of the Year award and was the first children's novel to win the prize. Cambria is the Latin name for Wales and was coined in the Middle Ages. In Blackadder Goes Forth, Baldric has been using dandruff as a sugar substitute in his coffee since New Year's Eve 1915. Caracas is the capital city of Venezuela. In ancient Greece, the common people were referred to as hoi polloi. In ancient Rome, they were referred to as plebs or plebeians. The visible surface of the sun is called the photosphere, and this emits most of the light that reaches the earth. Martin Scorsese won an Oscar in 2007 for directing The Departed after 7 previous unsuccessful nominations. In chapter 3 of the book of Exodus, God promises to bring the Israelites to a land flowing with milk and honey. South Carolina was the first American state to secede from the Union and was also the site of the first engagement in the Civil War. In 1951, Kiki Hawkinson became the first winner of Miss World. John Nash, who was the subject of the film A Beautiful Mind, was a joint recipient of the 1994 Nobel Economics Prize for his work on game theory. Loch is the Scots Gaelic word used for a lake or a narrow inlet of the sea in the Scottish Highlands. During the period known as the Great Schism between 1378 and 1417, there were a series of popes based in Rome and another series known as the Anti-Popes, who were based in the French city of Avignon. Aniseed is the principal flavouring of the Greek drink ouzo. The term atrium, meaning an entrance hall in Latin, is used for the 2 upper cavities of the heart. The term pundit for an expert in a particular field, especially one called on to explain the subject to the general public, comes from the Sanskrit for learned. The sequel to the BBC drama series Life on Mars was called Ashes to Ashes, and the title was also taken from a David Bowie song. In the Roman calendar, the calends at the 2004 Olympics. In Copenhagen Harbour, there is a statue of Hans Christian Andersen's Little Mermaid. Winston Churchill was born in Blenheim Palace in 1874. Custard is known as crème anglaise in French. Static electricity is stored in a Leyden jar. According to John's Gospel, Jesus miraculously turned water into wine at a wedding feast in Cana. In 2008, Javier Bardem won an Oscar for his role as a ruthless assassin in No Country for Old Men. John Sullivan took the name of the television sitcom Only Fools and Horses from the title of an episode of his earlier series, Citizen Smith. For most of his career, Michael Jordan